All right, guys, so I decided to open a bottle of wine because yesterday was my birthday. Yes. And no, I didn't videotape because I did nothing all day. I wore these big sweatpants. I put on a t-shirt. I did brush my hair, but I put it in a bun because I had to take Julia to school, but I didn't go with those red sweatpants. But I did come back and put those suckers right on. And then I laid around, guys, watched my Netflix show, Dirty John. You have to watch it. It's good. That was it. Paul worked all day, came home at 7 o'clock at night. I did not cook. He brought sushi, sashimi, and the poke bowl, and that's what we did. Me, him, and the kids. We went upstairs to the room. We ate sushi. The boys went up straight to their room with their food, and because God forbid they're off for that gaming computer. Paul and Julia watched some bake-off show where they make desserts on Netflix. So that was that. And I loved it because I got to relax. I didn't do nothing. I did sweep the floor. I have this thing where I have to sweep every day. But other than that, I didn't do nothing. I decided today, since I did my makeup and my hair, that I would do a cook with me video. And I said, why not have some wine with my YouTube subscribers that I love? It's a birthday toast. Yes. So this is it. I opened another wine the other day. It's in the refrigerator. I'm going to show it to you. And I don't know. I just really didn't care for that one by Martha's Store. Let me show it to you. This is it. Here. Give me 1 second. Your boy's a pain in my butt. So, yeah. So I didn't really care for this wine. It's a Chardonnay. But it just... I don't know. I just really didn't care for it. And I drank the Chardonnay. For this one, I didn't really care for it. So yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it there. Maybe Paul, I'll taste it and see he likes it. Or when PJ comes over, then he can taste it and see if he likes it. But I really didn't care for it. If not, I'll end up using it to make some chicken, so stewed chicken or something in some kind of recipe. Or seafood or something. But it's the second one that PJ got like this from Martha's Store, from the box he bought me from Christmas, and it's actually really good. It's actually my favorite. So salud. I have to show you guys what Paul bought me for my birthday. All I wanted was an exercise machine, but we're gonna get into that in another video. Happy birthday to me, 48th birthday. Yes. So yeah, how do I feel about that? This is some good wine, guys. Let's get into this cooking tutorial. We're gonna make black beans and rice. I'm gonna add some of that bacon in there, that fresh pork bacon, which I'm gonna take out now and show you guys. I'll cut it so you guys can see. We're gonna add that to the rice plus the black beans. It's freaking delicious. I'm also going to be making some pork chops. I'm thinking about slicing them up because they're the boneless pork chops. They're a little chunky. I got them from ShopRite. So I'm thinking of actually cutting them into strips, mixing them in some flour. First I'm going to clean it with lemon because I like the taste of the lemon on my pork chops when I fry them. So what I'm going to do before I even start my rice, I'm going to prep my pork chops. I'm going to clean them with the lemon. I'll show you guys. Then I'm going to season them, and then I'm going to let them sit in flour until I'm ready to throw them in the fryer. I'm not going to stick them in my air fryer. I kind of want to do them a little different because my kids are always complaining that I'm always cooking the same thing. I don't know. I might make a cucumber salad, or just serve it with some avocado. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do on the side, or if I'm gonna make a romaine salad. I'm not really sure, but we'll see what we end up doing because that's how we flow. Yeah, so let's get started with the pork chops, and then we'll jump over to the rice. That way the pork chops is marinating while I'm making the rice. with some lemon juice. I'm going to take my flour and pour it right into this bowl and season it up with my meat and leave it just like that. I know it sounds crazy, but I learned this method from my dad when he does it with meat, especially the chicken. It'll come out super crispy. To that, the flour, I'm going to add some seasoning, sazon, and a little bit of tartar. I'm also going to add some, what is it called? Okay, sweet and smoky seasoning from BJ's. So I'm going to use, it depends how much pork you want in your rice. I'm going to use 3 pieces, and this is what it's called. Remember from my last tutorial, Paul bought the big bag and he had a slice and I divided it. So it's slab bacon. And there's no particular way to cut it or size. It's on your, you know, your preference. Rumba, rumba, rumba. Whoops, that's about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And to that, we're going to add our bacon slab or slab of bacon, however you want to word it. Okay guys, so after a few minutes that I saw it was browning up, I uncovered it and I just kind of mixed it around and left it uncovered for a little while. So now to that, what I'm going to add is my my half an onion and the half a green pepper that we chopped earlier. And I'm going to mix this around. Now remember guys, if you want to make this recipe and you don't eat pork or one pork, you don't have to add it. You could substitute it with either chicken, shrimp as well, okay? Or like I said, if you don't want any meat in yours, you can just do the beans. It tastes just as good. Because I know some people don't eat pork or you're vegetarian, so just eliminate the pork. We're going to add the cilantro to that. And I'm adding my and that was 1 cup of cilantro. And I'm adding the 6 cloves of garlic last because I am trying to fry my meat and I didn't want my garlic cooking too fast or getting burned, I should say. All right, guys. So I just let this cook together for about 2 minutes or so. So we're gonna add our tomato sauce. This one's been used. I told you guys that 1 can of these go a long way. I opened it kind of crazy, but so that's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, okay? And we're gonna give this a mix. Oops. To that, we're going to add the star of the show, which is going to be 1 can of black beans. We're going to add it with the fluid in it. And you can use any kind of beans. You know, I went and got some of my ShopRite beans because they have that can sell every year at the beginning of the year. And that's when I stock up on beans, although I make fresh beans, but I always tell you that it's always good to have backup. So, stock up on canned goods, you know, for the year. They have the soups on sale. I get my tomatoes, my cans of tomatoes to make tomato sauce. I got bone broth. I got a lot of canned goods. And that's what I do. The best deal is always the first week of the can sale. You're going to get the best for your buck. Alright, so now that that's cooking, I'm going to start seasoning up my beans and my meat. So to that, I'm going to add 1 envelope of sofrito. I'm going to add some cumin. Add about a tablespoon, guys. Not a tablespoon, sorry, a teaspoon. And I'm not measuring it because I already know by eyeballing it. And add about 2 tablespoons of garlic. I'm eyeballing it. And let's give this a mix. Give it a taste. Good. I'm going to add some salt to that. Add 1 teaspoon of pink salt. You can use any salt that you like. Matter of fact, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. Now we're going to add our rice. We want to make sure that we mix our rice with all those ingredients really well. It was 4 cups of long grain rice, and then I put 3 cups of water. Into this, I'm going to add 1 more. So that's 4 cups of long grain rice and 4 cups of water. Now we're going to give this a good mix, and we want to let it come to a boil, and then we'll taste our seasoning in case we need to add more seasoning to this. And if you guys want to give it the spoon test that I always talk about in my videos, and this is how I learned to make my rice and to know what if the water was right, is to stick the spoon in the middle of your pot, and if it stands up like this, then the water is perfect. If it falls over quickly, you may have too much water inside of your pot. Guys, you know I put chicken bouillon in my rice, and I forgot my chicken bouillon. So that's 2 packets of chicken bouillon. And now we're going to allow this to come to a boil. I'm going to go grab my foil to cover my rice. I wish I had a plantain leaf. Oh, you know what I do have? Oh, hold on. I have this plantain here that I don't want to go bad. It's not plantain, I'm sorry, it's a sweet banana, a plátano. So I'm going to actually put it in my rice because I don't want it to go bad. Sitting here stirring the rice, so I said, you know what, let me include that in my rice. because if not, it's gonna sit there and I'm not gonna utilize it. So might as well add it to my rice. It doesn't matter how you cut it, guys. You can cut it little, big, however, and add that to your rice, because we don't waste any food in this house. This is going to be delicious. You guys know in my other video where I add my banana so that my rice tastes like pateles. I always talk about the combination of having the saltness, the salt from the pork, and then the taste of the banana, tasting like pateles. And this is going to taste good because you have the saltiness from the pork, and then you have the sweetness from the plantains. Let me just wash my hands. So now we're going to want to give this a good mix, like so. Is on the money. I don't need anything. Good to go. So we're just going to let this the rice absorb the water, and then we'll put the foil and we'll cover it. Right, guys, so the water has been absorbed by the rice. I'm giving it a good mix. I'm going to turn my stove down to a 3. That's a medium to a low to medium heat. This is optional if you want to cover your rice with foil. You guys know I always do. I need another piece of foil. Hold on. Like so. Put the lid and we'll check it within 35, maybe 40 minutes. All right, let's get started with our pork chops now. All right, my love. So my pan has been heating up. This is the pan that I used to fry in. I'm not gonna put that much oil. You don't need that much oil, just enough to coat like the bottom. But we're gonna allow this to heat up, and then once it's heated up, then we'll throw our pork chops in to fry. This is how my pork chops look after I've, just let them, after I let them just sit in the flour. I don't need to do anything else but just drop them in the oil. Put your stove at a medium to high heat. And I'll let this cook about maybe, I don't know, 8 minutes on each side. So it cooked about 8 minutes on each side. So now what I do, I just take them out and I place them on a napkin so that the oil can drain. Okay, the rice is done, people. So remember, every time you make your rice, you want to give it a good mix. Give it a taste. You guys know I'm not a big bean eater, but I'll have black beans.
I am the biggest bean eater in the whole entire world.
Alright, so this is our rice. Hope you guys can see.
I'm gonna eat it.
And that's our pork. Everything's in here. We do have sweet plantains, but they probably deteriorated in there, so I won't find them, but you will taste it. Okay, guys.
I'm gonna get some too.
It's hot.
The beans taste good.
Delicious, delicious, delicious. Oh my God, I'm ready to eat.
Me too.
All right, let me make my kids a plate and I'll show you the plating.
And I'll be a taste tester.
Guys, so this is the end of the cook with me, but I want to say like slash cooking tutorial because I did give you guys the ingredients for everything from start to finish. It's super delicious. The rice has that saltiness from the pork, so even though I put chicken bouillon in there, you have the saltiness from the pork in there, and then you have the sweetness from that sweet plantain that I put in there, plátano dulce. Then I paired it with our avocados. I didn't make a salad because I was still frying the pork chops, so I was like, we're just doing avocados tonight, which is delicious. Wow, I got that. Then I did the boneless pork chops that I got from ShopRite, and I sliced each pork chop into 3 slices. And you guys seen how I just seasoned it, then threw the flour onto the pork chops, seasoned the flour all in one bowl and let it sit there. I learned that from my dad. And whatever you do, that method comes out extra crunchy. So these are delicious. My kids did not complain about dinner today, guys. So this is it. I hope you give it a try. It's delicious. I'm gonna sit down and eat now. And yeah, and that's it. It's simply Nena with Crafting, Cooking, and Sazon. To the next video, guys.